podcast. I'm your host, Nadia.
And Katie.
And welcome to the podcast. Okay. Do you want me to introduce?
Oh, wait, we have ASMR.
Donuts.
Which one do you want? Oh, wait.
Oh.
Other way, girl.
Other
You're
way.
not showing the donuts.
Oh, we can't show the brand.
Girl.
Because when we get sued,
I don't think anyone wants to see you. I think
that's really sweet. That's
it's
funny.
a donut. It's still good, though.
Okay.
Yum. Okay. I'll see y'all later. Bye, Noah.
Okay. Today we have a special guest. He's important.
He's our theater teacher from last year.
He hated that. Yay!
Yay, Mr. Collins!
Hi. That was probably the best intro.
That was the most boring introduction ever.
That was the most boring intro. Like my questions.
Okay, so today we're interviewing our old theater teacher, Mr. Collins. He's quite scary. He taught us a lot. Made us grow.
Made me cry.
Yeah. He's like a parent, but not related to you. So like that random cousin aunt that's like twice removed. That's Mr. Collins. So
Oh, and he also directs all our shows.
yeah. So you have 30 seconds to tell us anything that we're not gonna ask you. Okay, you can put the timer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything that you're not going to ask me?
Or just
Or anything that's interesting.
anything about yourself. Anything interesting. Are you ready?
Anything about
No.
me? Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Ready, set, go.
So my first name is Steven, last name Collins. I'm originally from Elizabeth, and then I lived in Linden before I moved to Rahway, where I went through all the Rahway schools, Rahway, Grover Cleveland. If you're from Rahway, you know. Rahway Middle School, Rahway High School. Then I went to Kane for college, and then I did my master's at NYU. I've done theater, from stage management to lighting design to sound design.
Timer's up. You're done. We do this with everyone.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay. Some people just like to blab for like 5 minutes about themselves. Okay.
You just say he's a blabber.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I meant it like
No, I
You
know.
just say he
other
talks too
people,
much.
not him.
No, the best thing about being in Mr. Collins' class is he uses the same paper from I don't even know, the same paper to show you the curriculum. Our Mean Girls,
Our Mean Girl.
we're reconnected.
We're reconnecting.
Wait, what?
Our Mean Girls, it said that
High
you
School
were
Musical
that
Junior.
High School Musical Junior, and that you were still getting your
Masters in NYU.
Oh yeah, I just recycle that.
Pretty much everyone that was had used a teacher then, so it makes sense.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Let's ask
Okay.
some
Let's get
questions.
into the questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know which one.
Just go down the list.
Goes on the list.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, we didn't give him that.
Oh, whoops.
Okay.
Sure. Okay. Did you always want to be a theater teacher?
Once I decided to major in education, yes, but I originally went to college for communications because I wanted to be like a broadcaster on television.
Oh.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I feel like you would be a good
Yeah.
broadcaster.
You spell all the
Yeah, I feel like I could totally do that if I, go into my second career at some point. But then once I figured out or realized, no, I do want to be a teacher, I knew it was theater for sure.
Yes. Was there a specific age group you wanted to teach, or it didn't really matter?
High school, 100%. I did elementary school before this, and it was torture. And so I knew that that wasn't it. My second choice would have been middle school because I did the shows at Rahway Middle School for 5 years when I was in college and stuff. And so I had a lot of experience with middle school. So high school is my number one. Then middle school would have been my second for sure.
When did you first start to get into theater? Like high school, middle school, elementary school?
Oh, well, um, theater I didn't really have much of an exposure to when I was young. I'm the only sort of artsy person in my whole family. And so I just grew up like really loving to sing. And then one summer when I was going into, I think, seventh grade, I had signed up for some like summer camp of some sort in Rahway, and we were doing Dear Edwina Jr. at the time. and
Didn't
I
Jackie-
got and I got too scared and I dropped out of the production.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
And then when I was in eighth grade, we were doing Annie at the middle school where I went, and I walked into the audition and walked out because I was too scared. And then
Is that why you
when
hate
I was
Annie
in
so much?
Exactly what
mostly
people Annie.
it's a trigger, yes. Um, but then when I was in high school, I was too scared. And to be honest, I just cared too much about what my friends were going to think. And so I didn't do
Oh my god,
any
you were
theater.
tomboy in real life, but you didn't do sports.
Right. And so like my freshman year, I didn't do any theater, but my high school did 42nd Street when I was a freshman. And I went to see it and I was like, whoa, like literally that's my moment where like I got the theater bug and I was like, okay, I need to try this out. And then sophomore year, I signed up for the theater elective at my school, and my teacher just like changed my life. 100, like I'll never forget, she gave me like such great feedback on the attention that I paid to characters and like my blocking and stuff. And that's sort of where I was like, maybe I can try directing, because I never wanted to be a performer. Never. I know people are always like, what? It just never appealed to me. I like teaching and I like directing. And so, you know, I did shows here and there. I did Midsummer in high school. I did Joseph and the Dreamcoat. I did, you know, whatever, number of things. And then I was just like, I'm not really feeling this. And then my teacher, she retired my sophomore year after 1 year of having her. And I was devastated because then the theater, you know, they just sort of gave it to an English teacher to teach, because for some reason that English teachers can do what theater teachers do. And no shade to them because they might be qualified, but in my case, it wasn't that. And so, yeah. And then I was like, you know what? Maybe theater is not for me. Went to school for communication and then transferred out. And then I got involved in summer with children's theater in Westfield. And they sort of like really, you know, got me started in this sort of like children's theater, community theater world. And yeah, and I sort of met, you know, tons of people through networking. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to change my major to education. And then
Yes.
I did that. And then it was rough. It was really rough. First person in my family to ever go to college. And so no one to sort of like guide me through that experience. And yeah, it was rough, but it was a lot of fun. And I loved Kane's program. And yeah, and then I taught elementary school and it was torture. And I quit that job without having a job secured because I was like, I need happiness. And then when I interviewed for, I applied 6 months before they called me. And I don't know if many people know this, but someone else got hired and they quit in July, and then they decided to call me. So this could,
Wow.
yes.
That's crazy.
And so this could have easily been somebody else. But yeah, and so when I got the job, it offers from 4 other schools. And something in me was just like, try it out. And I was like, I don't know. So I didn't take it at first. I told her and I was like, I have to let you know. And then I went to the other schools to look at the schools because they had all offered me the job. And I was like, well, it's the closest to my house and it's a performing arts school, so I can, do X, Y, and Z. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to take it. And then here we are.
I never knew. Sorry, quick fun fact. Did you know my aunt taught Mr. Collins?
Wait, who's your aunt? Oh my God, yes, Miss.
No,
it's fine. It's fine.
No.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh.
It's fine.
Well, I will say, she's like a celebrity. You Google her name, articles will come up, news articles. So it's not like we need to, hide her out. But she was such an influence on me. It is insane. She believed in my talents. She would tell me all the time, like as a singer and all of these things. And I was so blown away by her that I was like, whoa. And we've stayed in touch ever since I was in high school, which is just amazing. Yeah. Yes, she did.
40 things.
But now it's your town. I don't.
Now it's your town. Let's get into your town.
I thought that it was you're in town, not like you're in. It was you are in town.
Correct. It's a youth. It is a play on words. It is very wacky. Can I talk about like why I chose the show?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. So
don't they pay to pee? I don't know nothing about your town. I like need to listen to it.
But it's really a show about sort of like the problems in our country that you have to think, and it's masked under this sort of society that has to pay to do such simple things as urination. And the people who have all the money, right, are the sort of whole world that they live in is owned by one corporation. And so I chose it because, we did a classic, which is one of my favorite genres of theater ever, last year. And then we did a semi-contemporary classic the year before. And then we did like the boom of Legally Blonde. And I was like, you know what, let's go something that is completely out of left field. And that's going to like ruffle a little feathers. And also, I don't know if I ever told you guys this, but I've tried to get Urinetown every year that I've worked.
Yeah.
Denied. And then this year, or at the end of last year, I was like, I've gotten to the highest point we've ever been. What else do I need to do for you guys to trust that I will do this show in the right way? And I think that was all that I sort of, needed, was they just needed to trust me. Because, it can be very, I've done the show before and people have complained about it after. And so I'm like, we have this sort of image, but I'm not afraid about pushing beyond.
The best art that makes you think in this.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
Totally agree. Yeah.
Isn't that the coolest thing ever? Like, I feel like 42nd Street and then you're in town. I feel like that's like, I bet we people that were in Chicago too. I feel like it would be like Chicago, 42nd.
Chicago.
Yeah, Trina Vega.
And this is why I didn't get to 42nd Street.
Oh, Nadia.
Actually, let's talk about the casting process because.
Oh, really? That's the best
teachers-
decision you could have ever made, because we both know I would have been crying or would forget something.
Oh my god, no.
No, because I feel like theater teachers and directors get so much hate when it's such a complicated process. And I am here to defend all casting artists ever.
I think it was really good. I liked watching it.
I loved being in it. But like, it was, yeah. Well, like, I don't know. I was so scared auditioning because I spent like a month and a half doing tap workshops and like taking tap privates, and I was scared out of my mind. I was like, oh my god. And then I got a call back for Annie. I totally blew it. I was with Greg. I was scared of Greg. I was like, oh my god. I was scared out of my mind.
Yeah. So,
but then I ended up getting it.
One thing about is that I wish that everybody believed in their own talent because so many people compare themselves to others or people who have been in the program for a number of time or someone who might have, more experience or whatever. But like, you bring your own thing to everything, right? And so, yeah, I hear that every year. People are afraid of seniors, afraid of juniors, right? And all these things. And I know it's not like I'm afraid of them, but like it's a little intimidating because of their, level where they are. And I'm hoping that in the audition process or in the callback process that there's a sense of camaraderie and it's not just all hateration left and right.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no. I was blown away by the so much talent there.
I thought it
Yeah.
was cool to watch. I just remember the dance call because
The dance call. That thing
I
freaked
was
me
not
out.
prepared.
I did not have jazz
I did not work
shoes.
at all for that show. Like if I was in
Yeah.
that show, it would have been like really bad because I would not put like. I'm sorry. I got like when I say I just
No comment.
no comment. Don't be like me. Like actually, don't be like me. Actually, like prepare your dance calls. And don't procrastinate and not do it because you're procrastinating.
And bring every type of
and
dance
bring
shoe.
every type of JN suit and bring a change of clothes and bring makeup when you're doing your sing audition. And don't look like me if someone like.
Well,
Don't
can I
look-
just interject? I would say less of the self-deprecation, but I think the message that you're trying to say is be prepared, right? And I love to run our auditions as professionally as we can so that you have experience that when you go and audition for community theaters or regionals or Broadway eventually, right? Like you will be prepared for whatever they throw at you. And that's the point of this school, is giving you that sort of real world experience. So yes, can you be a little embarrassed in the moment? Can you joke about it after? 100%. But I also just want to make sure that in all of those jokes, you're like, okay, but now I can be more prepared next time.
Yes, you'll actually start listening a year in time and actually know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember in like the audition room for 42nd Street, like it was this whole thing about getting asked for the second song. And then it was just like this whole thing.
I was so
and
happy
then
you did it. I was like, yes, I can
I
leave.
was so upset because I remember I sang my song and then you said like, okay, second song, go. And I didn't go over the entrance. And I remember me just going completely silent. And I just like did not sing. And then it was just like, want to go again? And I was like, sure.
Yeah. I mean, the thing, okay, so I love that you brought this up too. The thing with the second song is most of the time we will ask people for a second song if we feel that the first one that they chose either didn't showcase them enough or just wasn't the right choice for their voice. I think at the age group where you guys are, your voices are changing all the time. And sometimes we think that we can hit these really huge notes that maybe eventually or before your voice changed it could. So that's why we always say, we will ask you if we feel like we haven't heard enough. And to be honest, sometimes it's because we can see you maybe in this role. So let's see if they chose, right? Because we don't tell you what second song to pick. So maybe we're like, let's see if we're on the same page, right? Because again, learning sort of your, how to sort of cultivate your own knowledge of which parts and all of these things that you want to try is important to us as well. So that's why some will get a second song and some won't. Some people were like, okay, that was enough. We heard it and we're good. And let's come back later. Call back or whatever.
Makes sense. I picked okay. I remember what second song did you pick? Do you remember? I remember I picked 42nd Street, worst option
What
to
did
ever
I
pick.
even- I'm sorry.
We don't have to keep on talking.
I don't remember. I think it was from the revival. I don't know. I don't want to say 42nd Street because I knew he would say it was basic.
Yeah, I remember. I remember you said it was basic. I remember that. Okay, wait.
I mean, there's a lot of people who were not happy with 42nd Street as a choice. And I love that because I don't care.
What's your least favorite musical?
Oh, I mean, I really don't like Cats. Like, really don't.
I
Yeah.
don't think anyone
I
does.
don't think anyone does.
It just doesn't make sense to me. And I saw the movie in the movie theater for some reason, and I'm scarred forever for that. Um, uh, but yeah, every time someone asks me about my least favorite, that's the one that comes to mind because I think I can seriously find purpose in many other ones. But that one just doesn't sit well with me. And also Avenue Q, I'm not a fan of either.
I don't know that show.
That's
Oh, that's a
That's the one with the
show?
talking. Mm-hmm. And fun fact, that beat Wicked out for Best Musical back in 2003.
I love Wicked.
Oh. Let's see. Let it go.
Let it go. Oh, that's this one.
Okay.
What's your go-to tech week snack and or drink?
Well, the great thing is that when y'all become seniors, as you guys see all the time, I just get the seniors to bring me stuff.
Right.
So it can it can but I will say when we're at UC Pack, that Hispanic restaurant right across the street, we go there at least 3 times or 4 times that week because the food is just so good there. And I'm not a coffee drinker. Never had coffee in my whole life. And so I'm usually a big tea person or like a little Coke Zero, Diet Coke situation. And obviously water. I have my water with me at all times.
Yeah.
So
Yes, love water.
Tech Week is Tech Week is a lot. And as you guys have seen me in it, Tech Week is a lot for the director too, making sure all of these things are, in place. So
Oh, what's the most overdone musical?
the most overdone? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He was just-
I think that changes with the times, right? Like I would say right now, Mean Girls, which we are doing.
Money!
Money!
SpongeBob is insanely overdone right now. I would say Legally Blonde is insanely overdone right now. I think Frozen is really overdone right now. But, years ago, I would say The Little Mermaid was insanely overdone. Or when the rights first opened, like rights are available now for Beetlejuice. So we're going to see 1 million of those coming out very soon as well. I think it just sort of goes with the times,
I get Mean Girls.
This
is my second time doing Mean Girls, so.
Oh my God.
I did it over the summer.
I was going to say, I think Arabella and Sophia all did it as well.
Yeah, they did
Yes.
it. They did it at a different theater. I did it at somewhere else.
My name is Regina
Yeah.
George. The junior version's like
The junior version. Junior versions of stuff just like doesn't get the vibe that we want. It's just junior.
Well, I completely agree with you. And we do the junior versions for class productions because of how much
The time.
more simple, right? And we only rehearse during class time. And so it's a lot easier vocally. It's a lot easier for it to be 1 hour versus 2.5 hours. And so that's why we do juniors for class productions.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
I have a lot of questions on here. I'm searching for the best one because we've.
Oh.
It's like alarm. It's like your alarm in the morning, so
No,
it just like
mine
scares
actually
you.
Pretty nice. It's like the.
No, that's my Alexa. Oh my god.
It's in that motion too.
I don't know. Oh. What's a show that you would want to direct but you never got a chance to yet?
Well, it's going to come true this year because Urinetown. Urinetown has always
Wow.
been on my list to direct. And I never had the opportunity to direct it before. And so it'll come true this year. And to be honest, 42nd Street was also at the top of my list. And I was able to check that off now, which is amazing. I always have such a hard time picking shows. And so I usually worked off of like my top shows to direct. And now I'm going to have that list completed now, which is awesome. Old Man in the Old Moon is also one that I have been dying to do. And I'm
Tom.
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 I'm gonna be so interested to see what the play is next year.
Yeah. Oh, is Mr. M going to direct the play next year?
He is, yeah.
It's Mr. M. We're not saying his name.
Oh, yeah, no.
We've said a bunch of people's
I
names.
have, actually.
The fall play we rotate every other year. So I have it this year. He'll get it next year. So usually towards the end of the year, maybe April, he'll start deciding on what play he wants to direct. Yeah.
Ooh, I like that one. That one.
This one?
Yeah.
You can ask it.
But you've been asking the question.
Oh, okay. What is your favorite breakthrough moment that a student has had?
Oh, I mean, so many. I think honestly, all of the moments where the ones who give me such a hard time, where it clicks for them, right? I think, and I know you're gonna laugh and roll your eyes, but like Nadia not crying during or after a performance may seem really silly and embarrassing, but to me, that was such a huge deal. James, right? Like memorizing and all of those things. And it's happened for years, right? So it's literally all of those moments where it just clicks finally with the student, in no matter what it is, a scene, a song, choreo, anything at all. Especially because you guys are so programmed to just deny your own ability, your own talent. So then when I don't give up on you and you guys do it, I'm like, see, there it is. So I know that sounds sort of like cheesy, but it's the truth. So that happens all the time, and I love those moments because it makes me feel like validated, right? And that the things that I'm doing and how crazy I am and the pressure and all of that is worth it because of the growth that happens there.
No, I'm surprised no one took a picture and made a meme out of it. Because I'm an ugly crier. I'm an ugly crier. It was so bad. I don't even know
It's
how
not an ugly cry. It's not. It's just an emotional situation.
I say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Acting's emotional.
Freaking Amanda. I hate that.
Amanda.
I never want to do
my
her
God.
ever again.
Amanda. I have to warn.
What?
I have to warn. Oh, sorry.
You have to warn the freshmen.
I have to warn all the freshmen.
No, they really need to do a video.
I would warn them. Just let them jump into it because and this happened to you guys too. Is like you'll hear all of these scary rumors that most of them aren't even true in the first place. And so I would say let's just have them jump into it as they do.
Yeah, they can have their own fear.
Oh,
They can have their own
They have their
fear.
own fear. They probably should go less.
Yeah. We're reaching the end.
What would be? Well, I'm going to flip the script for a second.